How's it going, folks? So I have a viewer request video here for y'all today. I'm going to be checking out a band called Adagio, and the name of the song is In Nomine. I've never heard of this band before. I'm looking forward to checking it out. But like I said, there's a viewer request. This song was requested by this ranger right here. Thank you. And without further ado, let's jump on in and give it a listen. Rangers, go. that was awesome. That was awesome. Wow, right off the rip. Thank you so much to the viewer who requested this song. You know me too well. Too well. This is right down my alley. I love this. Oh man, it was awesome. How have I not heard of this band? I have got to check them out. So y'all got to let me know what album to start with or whatnot. And are they still around? I have no idea. I've never heard of this band. I don't know where they're from or anything. So, wow. This is what I love, man. It's like, definitely it has that 2000s kind of era power metal sound fused with the neoclassical and traditional classical elements. Glorious. Glorious. This song was just phenomenal. I absolutely loved it. And it's so cool because that intro, it kind of starts, the keyboard work on this song in particular is immaculate, because it kind of starts out, has a little bit of almost a flute sort of sound to it. And then you get a little bit of like a harpsichord going. And then it kind of goes into almost like an organ type of thing there. And it just kind of has the different tones all throughout the whole song, which is just really cool. And then the keyboard solo, and incredible keyboard here in this song. Absolutely awesome. And another thing I love about the intro too, I think it was about when the organ style keyboard starts. I could be wrong exactly where it starts, but when that guitar really kind of first kicks in with that riff, it took me aback because that riff has such a very kind of aggressively heavy, almost dark tone to it. So you have these real kind of classical elements with the keyboard going. It's almost a bit whimsical and things. But then that guitar comes in and it almost just cuts through it like a knife. It was just so cool. Like I started headbanging. And I wasn't expecting to headbang just based off the intro with the keyboard. But that riff, it's dark, it's heavy, it's driven. And like I said, it's got an edge to it. And so I started headbanging. I almost lost my headphones like 3 times during the song. And I think each time it was when that guitar riff kind of came in. So that was so cool. So cool. And it kind of sets the pace for the song. And but it's really neat because the song really fluctuates kind of tempo-wise. And that's why I was thrown off, because when it first starts with the keyboard, you have this kind of very just fluid sort of tempo that's not real quick or anything. It just kind of has this nice feel about it. But then that guitar comes in and with the drums and stuff, and then it gets kind of speedy. So you have like these speedy moments. Typically, I think when the vocals are going, but then you have little breaks where kind of the music comes back into play a little bit more again with that very fluid kind of almost airy sort of vibe, which gives me very, very, that's why I say a traditional classical in here as well, just because of like the movement structure and the way those musical elements, happen outside of the verse and the chorus and whatnot. So it really has that traditional classical component, with a heavy dose of the neoclassical power metal style in there as well. It's so cool. And which brings me to another thing I love there in the chorus. Again, with the Ave Maria, like it really has its foot in like both worlds, that traditional and that neoclassical style. It's just so cool. But anyway, so you have that. And then like he sings a line, and then you kind of hear the choir just bump, bump, and then he says something and bump, bump, but it sounds so grand, but like really in the background. A lot of times when you have those chanting elements or choir elements, they're very kind of in the forefront. Like you would have the lead vocalist do a line or whatnot, and then the choir or the chanting or whatnot really kind of hammer in that feeling or really have it hit and impact hard. But here, the way they did it in the production or whatnot, it's like in the background, and so it adds like a whole different sort of element to it. Instead of it having a real like the punchy feel, it adds a grandiosity to it, almost like you're in a cathedral. Like it's just really cool. Like you have the choir really kind of behind you, and you're up in the front, and with the echoing, the what do you call it? The acoustics in the building, almost like Gregorian chant or something, and you have that in the background. It just adds this very subtle grandiosity to the song without like really hammer it in to your head. So just so tastefully and well done to add that element without really hammering it in, just letting it kind of do its thing subtly, but give that epic sort of grand feel to it. So cool. The verses were great. Like I said, the solo was awesome. And then you have like a whole nother kind of musical section before the final moment, and then ending on like a really nice like vocal powerhouse sort of note, like really a culmination of everything almost there at the end. And vocally as well, I thought was just really, really cool. He had a great voice. It worked really, really well. So, I mean, everything here, really, really incredible. I'm giving this the Fantastique because this just did my power metal soul good to hear something like this. So, loved it. Absolutely loved it. So, yeah, that's a Fantastique. Thank you so much to the viewer who requested this song. And again, folks, let me know. I'm definitely checking this band out. What album should I start with? Hopefully they're not a one-hit wonder, because I love what I hear. Are they still around? And also let me know, folks, are you familiar with them? Or is this a first-time listen, just like myself? And what'd you think of it? What'd you think? So, man, I hope they're still around. But if not, I got to go back and check out their albums, or album. I don't even know if they just dropped one or not, but... yeah, thank you once more to the viewer, to the Ranger who requested this song. And I'll catch you all next time. Ranger, out.